The most important question you're going to ask when you're ready to sell your home: how do I get the most amount of money for it? This is the right question to ask. But what you might end up doing is looking around your home and going around and seeing, what do I fix, what not to fix, what don't I fix? This can be kind of a stressful situation. How much money should you put into your home to get it ready to go on the market? Well, I'm going to take you through the things you should do and the things you shouldn't do as you get ready to put your home up for sale. Most people know that kitchens and bathrooms sell homes, at least that's how the saying goes. They're the biggest bang for your buck. However, would you be surprised to learn that a lot of times upgrades only give you back about 50 to 70% of their original cost? You really need to evaluate how long you're going to be there. If this is truly you're going to put your house up for sale as soon as possible, but you're thinking it needs an upgraded look, then I would not do a full upgrade on a bathroom or on a kitchen. If you're, however, going to continue to live there for a couple years, 3 years, 5 years for sure, and you want to enjoy those upgrades and get the use out of them, then you can upgrade fully. But otherwise it's too costly and you're not going to see the return to simply do a kitchen remodel and then list the home. Because in a full remodel, a lot of times what the homeowner you start looking at is will this kitchen or bathroom best suit me? How can I get the best out of it and get exactly what I want? When in reality, what you need to be thinking about if you're going to list your home is, how can I entice a buyer to purchase the home? Typically, this means keeping things very simple and very neutral. Buyers walk in and are very emotional about the home buying process. They see things they like, they see things they don't like, and they'll make snap judgments. However, buyers are making emotional decisions, and you as a seller actually need to be in charge of making your financial decision, the investment versus the return. So let the buyers come in and see themselves in the home. This typically means making upgrades or doing changes, small changes that neutralize the area. Meaning keep your colors neutral, keep the floors neutral, keep the lighting nice and airy, and make sure small things are fixed. You don't want a leaky faucet. A leaky faucet, a buyer can see that, they can hear it as they're walking through the house, running water in the pipes, leaky toilets, running toilets. Those are the small things that you should actually focus on rather than the big items of like new cabinets. Fixing those means that when a buyer walks through the house, they're not going to get any nuisances that they're hearing or that they're seeing, and it will allow them to make that emotional connection to the home. So when you're looking at putting your home up for sale, avoid trying to take on the large projects. If you want to upgrade your kitchen, you can simply reface the cabinets rather than replace cabinets. Going and painting cabinets from a wood color to, say, a white is actually a very nice upgrade to make. It neutralizes the color palette of the kitchen. You also need to be careful not to, when taking on a project, you want to make sure not to upgrade beyond the comparables of your neighborhood. There's no reason to put marble countertops in if in your neighborhood no one's going to have marble countertops. You want to have it clean, decluttered, and depersonalized, and make sure those little things are fixed. Now let's talk about the other big things besides kitchen and bathrooms. Let's talk about your major systems, your plumbing, your electrical, and your HVAC, and the roofs. None of these things really add a ton of value to the home, but there is a question of whether or not you should repair them, especially if they're not working prior to listing the home. In some cases, I would advocate that you fix these things, or let's say an HVAC system that doesn't work anymore and you need a new unit, I would replace that. It's not going to add value to the home. However, those are the things that show up on an inspection report. You're not going to have an inspector come in and walk through your kitchen and say that the kitchen cabinets are outdated. That's not what the inspection includes. An inspection is going to include the systems, the things that don't work. They're only going to point something out with the cabinets if, say, you had a water leak under your kitchen sink and it damaged the cabinets. Other than that, there's no mention of the cosmetic appearance of the home. So those systems, plumbing, electrical, HVAC, roof, those are things that if you know they're badly damaged and an inspector's going to turn it up, remember, on the buy side, that inspection report becomes ammunition they can use in the negotiation. So when you're looking at it, you need to do what you can to limit that. That way you don't have to worry about them coming back and asking for a lot of repairs or a lot of credits towards getting a new HVAC system, a new roof, things like that. Now, as far as replacing the roof, I probably want to do that. If you have a leak come up, I would probably just patch it and move on. Let the buyer deal with what they want to fix first and what they don't. Another very important aspect of the home that you should focus on is the exterior. Now, I'm not talking repaint the whole thing, but if depending on what's going on, you may want to at least repaint the front. But a power washing, cleaning up the yard. You don't need to remove trees or big bushes, but trim, clean it, rake it, mow the lawn, things like that, that when that buyer pulls up, they're not going to say no before they even get out of the car. You want them to get out of the car and get into the house. That's the first step when trying to entice buyers to make an offer. So to sum up, what are the things you should avoid doing? Major remodels to the bathroom and kitchen, new flooring throughout, a brand new roof, replacing the front door. If the front door is bad, just repaint it. No new windows, no major landscaping. We want you to clean and we want you to declutter. And you will be surprised at how much those simple tasks will actually get you an offer on your home. And without any wasted effort and expense on your part, because when you sit down with your agent, they can help you do the math and see if these repairs that you're thinking about making will be worth it. It could be something where if you just were willing to leave the house as is and list it slightly lower than what something comparable with upgrades might get in your neighborhood, you might end up netting the same, because the money you pour into the property to fix those issues won't actually get returned to you. So when selling your home and trying to figure out how you can get the most money for it, you really have to sit down and look at it purely as a numbers thing and not look at the house and think, oh, I think that's ugly. If you do think it's ugly, that's fine. Somebody else is about to buy it. If you like this video and want some more tips on selling, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. And if you have any questions about real estate, please leave them in the comments below.